If you are looking to shoot lower scores, then you must hit your driver straight. It is one of the biggest issues I see golfers struggle with on a day-to-day basis. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 simple tips that you can implement straight away out on a golf course that are guaranteed to help you hit more fairways. Now be sure to stick around for tip number 5, as that is something that every single great golfer on the planet and throughout history is amazing at doing. The first key is ball position. You've probably heard millions of videos on this, but I'm going to simplify it down and give you the reasons why we need the ball in a certain position. So the golf swing is on an arc around our body. Not only does this golf swing sort of arc in, arc back out, and arc back in, it also arcs down and then back up. Now there has to be a low point, the lowest point of the arc, from when we go down to level to back up. Now, this is a really important part of the arc that we have to understand. So when it comes to a driver, we want to be making connection with the ball at or just after that lowest point of the arc. And the reason for it is for 2 reasons. Number 1, it helps us control angle of attack. So it gets it in a relatively level to a slightly positive angle of attack. Now that sort of brings us into the second part, which is, well, I've been told I should hit up on the ball 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees. Well, here's the thing. If you start to hit up on the ball excessively, you will start to see that your path will start to go to the left for a right-handed golfer. So you'll start to arc that club back in. Now, if we're thinking about trying to hit fairways, if we're seeing excessive path numbers to the left, it's going to be so hard trying to hit the fairway. How do we know where to position it? Well, ballpark, a great estimate, the lowest point of our swing is going to be somewhere underneath our lead armpit, lead shoulder. So at address, if we position the golf ball under that position, we're going to be giving ourselves the highest possible chance of returning it back to a point where we have a level to slightly positive angle of attack. And that is going to give you the best possible chance of hitting the fairway. So tip number 2 is one of my favorites, is actually understanding what controls club path. Is it the feet or is it the shoulders? So we've got a simplified down alignment right here. Now, I hear so many people obsess over where their feet are pointing. But what if I told you that doesn't actually matter too much? The key is where your shoulders point, and I'll demonstrate it here. If I close my feet off, but I aim my shoulders to the left, where's my path going to want to go? So my feet are going right, my shoulders are going left. If I just make a swing and swing down, you can see how my shoulders are dragging that club to the left. So the key thing to understand is that shoulders control path, not feet. So when we're out on the golf course, we want to be focused more on where our shoulders are pointing. So in this situation, there is a big oak tree right up there. I want to be aiming pretty much at that tree. So what I'm going to do is, as I set up to this golf ball, I'm going to feel like my shoulders are aiming just parallel left, so that obviously the club can arc through and give myself the highest possible chance of hitting it towards that tree. I see so many golfers obsess over feet, but then their shoulders are then pointing way off to the left or way off to the right. It's a recipe for disaster. It's going to cause you to spray the ball about. So don't worry too much about your feet, focus more on your shoulders. Now, let me see if I can blend these 2 tips together, hit a nice drive down there, aiming up at that oak tree. I've got a nice leaf in front of me right here. Let's give this shot an absolute whack. Let's see how we do right here. So shoulders in a good spot, ball position in a good spot. Let's give it a hit. And that is a lovely draw down the fairway. So tip number 3 that's going to allow you to hit more fairways is having good width in the takeaway. What does this look like? Good width is essentially, as we take it back, we don't see the arms collapse. The elbows stay very much the same distance apart. The arms are nice and extended away from the body, and you can see a really nice sort of wide arc right here. Now, what I see a lot of amateurs do is, first of all, they get very risky with their driver. They get very picky-uppy with the shaft like that. And you can see it's broken down my angles. My elbows have started to separate out. The second one is that they roll the club to the inside and get it into this poor position. Now, the one thing you've got to understand about the golf swing is it's sort of opposites. Whatever we do in the backswing, we tend to do the opposite in the downswing. So if you are getting very narrow, very rolly in the backswing, something along these lines, chances are on the way down, you're going to want to throw these angles out. Now, here's the thing. As soon as we start to throw angles out, we're gonna struggle to control impact. So things like angle of attack, dynamic loft, strike location, club face, club path, all of these things are gonna be super hard to control, leading to inconsistent results. Versus if we can have a wide takeaway, firstly, it's gonna allow us to turn everything back together, get in a really nice synchronized position at the top. Then from there, as I start down, I've got loads of room to get my arms back in front of my body. That's going to allow us to deliver a tiny bit of shaft lean, but ultimately just have a lot more control over impact. So you can see it's going to reduce the amount you rely on timing. The less you rely on timing, the more fairways you're going to hit. Now, a really simple drill that's going to help you with this is just the alignment stick drill. So grab an alignment stick, place it down the lead side of the club and have the majority sticking out right there. From there, get into your setup position. Now, if you get very wristy, or you get very rolly, you can see in both of these examples, the alignment stick came away from the lead side of my body. So if I set up here, you can see it's touching the lead side of my body. I want to do a takeaway to when the shaft gets parallel to the ground and this still be touching my body. If I can do that, that is going to ensure that I'm in a position to where my arms are nice and extended, the chest is turned, the forearms are in a great spot, club head's in a great spot, club face is in a great spot. You can see by doing a very simple motion, we're able to achieve a lot of things that are going to set us up beautifully for the rest of the backswing. Once you've done that a couple of times, then from there, drop the alignment stick, just do a rehearsal swing, feel like you're in that good position. Then let's step on in and let's give it another hit. So again, aiming up towards that tree, let's see what we can do right here. Nice wide takeaway. Then from there, turn all the way through it. Tip number 4 is we must add right bend in the downswing. Now, first of all, what is right bend? Why do we need it? If I was just to stand nice and tall and I was to drop my right shoulder down, you can see this is right bend, so right side bend right here. Now, in the golf swing, if I go to the top of my backswing and I was just to turn without any side bend, you can see my right side staying very straight, and this is causing me to swing this club over the top. So by adding right side bend, we are going to be able to shallow the club in order to get it back onto plane. And also it keeps our head back in a position to where we're able to hit, like I said, level to slightly up on the golf ball. Now this can be a really tricky movement to learn. You know, there's loads of things going on here. We're shifting, we're rotating, we're adding side bend. It's quite complicated. So what I want to do is actually give you a very, very simple drill that can help you with this. And this is a drill that you could do out on a golf course. So all you need to do is grab your driver, hold it out in front of your lead foot like so. Place your, if it's a right-handed golfer, place your left palm straight on top, and you are going to try and keep this as stable as possible. Take your right hand now and imagine that is your golf club, and you are going to make a swing where you swing back and you swing under and try and hit the top of your left shoulder for a right-handed golfer. As I do this, notice how my right shoulder has to drop down in order to achieve this movement. If I keep my right shoulder high, I'm going to either hit my hand or hit the golf club. So what this is going to do is it's going to teach you A, what it feels like to keep your head in the correct position, B, what it feels like to drop this right shoulder into this good position, and C, obviously then what it feels like to have that club working down on plane. Grab the club, try and recreate that same feeling. And you can see as I do that, I'm then able to generate some right side bend, which gets the club shallowing from the downline view. And from there, you're going to see some really, really good results in terms of accuracy. Because again, we're trying to get this club down on plane so that we give ourselves the highest possible chance of hitting that fairway. Now let's step in. Now let's hit this golf shot. Let's see if we can hit another fairway. I think we're 2 for 2. We'll see when we're up there. And let's give this one a nice rip. That is 3 for 3. So tip number 5 is you must have great tempo. Look at all the great golfers out there. They all have this incredible, silky, smooth tempo. Now I see so many amateurs, they kind of do the opposite. They get very snatchy in their swing. Whether that be they just sort of snatch the club straight off the takeaway, or they get to the top of the backswing, which is the most common one, and then they go bang like that. Chest fires, they often swing over the top, and maybe they get stuck under, their hips excessively far. Loads of things can happen, but essentially they have really poor rhythm, really poor tempo. Now, one of the things that I like to do, and again, I just want to give you super, super simple things that you can do out on the golf course that are going to allow you to sequence your body correctly and find this great rhythm. The first one is just one arm only swings. How many times do you see sort of tour pros as they're waiting just sort of do these one arm only swings just as they're waiting? Now, believe it or not, these are incredible for your golf swing. Why? When we only have one arm on the club, we cannot really overpower the club. We've got to let the club naturally swing. So as I'm doing this left arm only drill, I can really feel like there's a little pause in transition. I can feel that club fall, and I can just feel it accelerate on the way through. Same as if I did some right arm only swings. Again, here, and just swinging through, and you can really start to get a sense of what it feels like to have that good rhythm. Now, other people, they prefer to do some sort of count in their head. So for example, if I wanted to count, I would usually do this in my head, but for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna say it out loud. I would say 1 as I take it back, 2 as I get to transition, and 3 as I get to impact. Let me say it out loud for you here. So 1, 2, 3. And you can see as I do that, it keeps me in good rhythm. So in my mind, when I hit this shot, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, take it back on 1, transition 2, hit it on 3. Let's see if we can finish off with one more good drive. Tricky fairway here, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3 is gonna be going off in my head as I say this. Let's see if we can do it. Good rhythm, good tempo. Best drive yet. Little high draw, pretty much going straight at that tree. And from there, I am going to be in an A1 position to go for the green. Now, if you need a little bit more one-to-one help with your game, I offer online coaching on the Gill platform. Please check it out, links in the description. And if you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back here soon.